the uppity and well-read Jackie Lambert, aka Miss Uppity Speaks. And on the line, we have been waiting for this night. On the line, we have, to represent his Republican brethren and sisters, for our segment, Let's Ask a Republican, we have Bishop Pope Samuel Sr. Y'all say hello to him. Hello, Bishop. How you doing? I'm very well. Jackie, please say hello to Bishop Pope.
Yes, Bishop, it's very gracious of you to join us tonight. Especially, since this is hostile territory, Brenda's been saying to him, for a couple of weeks now that he's coming into the lion's den.
And
we
Bishop,
appreciate you being here. We appreciate it.
And Bishop, what did you tell me? You have no fear.
A roaring lion is no threat.
Okay, Jackie, go ahead and fire off your first question. Our audience, our listeners would like to know. Ask a Republican. Go ahead and ask him, Jackie, something we want to know.
Okay. Well, as I'm sure you're aware, Bishop, Congressman Todd Akin has been in the news for the last couple of days regarding his statement about rape, legitimate rape, forcible rape, however you want to call it. And I just wanted to ask you, what is with this Republican obsession with women not actually being raped? I mean, do you have any ideas about this? I mean, I know that this goes with the Republican position on abortion, but what is your opinion about that?
First things first, he's an idiot.
Amen.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Second, he speaks only for himself.
Okay.
Third, if you check the stories that I've been checking, he's about the only Republican that wants him to continue to represent Republicans. So the one thing that you need to make sure of is when you're talking about somebody who represents somebody, that they actually represent somebody. Who he did represent before they found out about it. And it was their fault. It was their fault whoever put him up there. They didn't vet him in the first place. You cannot, especially me, I'm in California. So he does not represent me.
Jack is in California too.
Yeah, he's not running for anything out here other than his life if he was out here. So, let's move on to the next.
Jackie, he settled that real. Now, see, this is the kind of Republican I like. One who would just get on here and answer your question. That was beautiful. All right, Jackie, the next question.
I have another thing though I want to follow up on that just for one more minute, okay. Bishop, because I don't want to belabor this point because Brenda and I have spent the first 20 minutes talking about this issue. But it is my understanding that in the Republican platform, there is a plank advocating total abolition of abortion without any exception for rape or incest. And I'm not sure, I almost want to say the life of the mother, but I'm not sure about that. Brenda and I were talking about this. I know that abortion is a sensitive subject. And we were saying before that we thought that pretty much the consensus was that abortion should be safe, legal, and rare. Do you advocate a ban on abortion without exceptions for rape or incest?
Well, that would definitely depend on what you're talking about. Because when you begin to say that abortion is legal, you can't make it rare. Because once it's legal, you will find a reason to make it necessary for you. It's like anything else. Once it becomes legal, it's just like anything else. Once it becomes legal, any excuse then becomes legal. You can find that in any area of human existence. So the first thing, when you begin to make stuff legal, you have to deal with unintended consequences. So you have to be very careful when you begin to make human life the taking of human life is legal. You have to be very careful with that subject. So if you take away the understanding that this is a human life, then all of the other things become a subject of discussion. Well, first of all, let's start with this. If everybody just had the choice to end life, none of us would be sitting here talking about it. If my mother, your mother, anybody's mother, just decided that I hate my husband, so I'm going to end this pregnancy, none of us would be sitting here talking. We would not have the chance to sit back and say, well, whether this is right or whether that is wrong, because we would not be here. We simply wouldn't be here. So you have to be very careful when you start talking about taking away somebody's life based on what you think may or may not be the case. So let's start first with whether or not that human being has the right to live, regardless. Now, I'm totally against rape. I'm totally against all of those other things. I'm totally against incest. I'm totally against the whole thing. As a matter of fact, he should be beaten half to death, if not, anyway.
He's talking about a proper and fitting hanging for him, Jackie.
The child didn't do it. The child didn't do it. The child didn't do it.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I just want to make this point too.
We have to look at that.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, sir, but I want to make
the situation comes to it. You have to sit down and think.
Yeah, but I want to make this point too, because since you are a man of faith, I'm sure that in your teachings you teach your congregants the sanctity of life, right? That you teach them that, and you talk to them about that. And what I take issue with your statement is simply this: I do not believe that very many women would come to that decision lightly. I just don't think so. And I mean, because I'm a woman and I've given birth to a child, I know what that's like. That's something where you have to search your soul, and I think that it depends largely upon the woman's values and how she thinks and how she was brought up. I know that I don't believe that I have the right to tell another person what they're going to do with their body. But I do not believe that I could have an abortion. But I don't think that I have the right to tell somebody else that they can't have one. Yeah. And when you talk about, especially when you're talking about illegal abortions, then a lot of times not only are you going to lose the baby, but you're going to lose the mother as well.
Either way. Well, let's look at the picture. Let's look at the picture.
Okay.
Here's the picture.
Okay.
Here's the picture. Yes, a man. This woman has gotten a boyfriend and girlfriend. This woman has gotten pregnant, and he doesn't want the baby. She wants the baby. He kicks her in the stomach, aborts the baby. She lives. He goes to jail for murdering the child. Well, now, that's against her will. He goes to jail. The only difference when she goes to the abortion center, the baby dies at the abortion center, but neither she nor the doctor goes to jail.
Well, but that is the laws in reference to that, sir.
Well, here's the deal. But in either case, in both cases, the only one to die was the baby.
I hear what you're saying.
In both cases, the only one to die was the baby.
Mm-hmm.
So the boyfriend goes to jail because of violence, but neither the doctor nor the mother goes to jail because there was no violence and there was permission. But it's okay.
I see that point, but I don't think that has anything to do with the rights of a. I see your point. All of that's that's understandable, but we're just talking about the rights.
My point is this. You can go with that around and around and around forever, and everybody can make their point.
Yeah.
See, this type of situation, you can argue for the next millennium.
That's right.
Everybody will make their point, and everybody's point will be right for that particular argument.
That's right.
However, the baby dies almost every time.
That's right. And here's where
this point is the right point.
And here's where I let this go. That's why we're talking about what's right for me may not be right for you, and everybody has got to see Jesus for themselves.
That's exactly.
And you got to repent for your own sins.
Preached, and you don't hit people in the head with the Bible. You simply don't.
That's right.
Everybody has a choice, but then everybody has to pay for the ride they take. That's
right. And that's why you're going to have people going back to back alleys, murdering. Some Republican said, so if they have to go back to the days of the coat hangers, so be it. Come on. If you care so much, why? They think Planned Parenthood is the witchy ride, the evil. Those people at Planned Parenthood really, really, really talk to you sincerely in every way before they will grant you an abortion.
Here's okay. I'm glad I didn't bring them up. I'm glad you brought them up. Here's my only problem with Planned Parenthood.
Okay.
Their history, where they came from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
And
I'm sorry, I don't know the history of where they came from.
I do.
Please enlighten the audience. We just don't want to leave it out there hanging. What?
Yeah. Enlighten the audience. Sister Sanger did not want my people.
Oh, yeah.
To know where it came from. See, Sister Sanger did not want the undeveloped masses to take over. But Sister Sanger wanted all of the colored folks and all of the darkies to be either exterminated or sterilized so that they could die off.
I do know this story now, but Bishop, that's her what she thought.
No, it's where Planned Parenthood comes from. And if you look at the statistics, black folk are dying far faster all over America than any other ethnic group, and Planned Parenthood is the one that's doing it. Now,
I don't believe that, Bishop.
Well, all you have to do is punch it in. Computers, punch it in.
Are you just saying women that are that?
Now, how do you get there? Watch this. How do you get there? Well, first of all, you start in 1954 by stopping preachers from talking about crooked politicians. In 1954, LBJ stopped all preachers from talking about crooked politicians, about telling them, if you talk about crooked politicians, you will get your income tax snatched. You will have to pay income tax. You will no longer be exempt. All the preachers, black and white, all of them, shut up. You don't talk about crooked politicians anymore. All right. In 1956, you began to snatch everybody out of school that was going to teach anybody anything. So now what you have in 1962, you have no God in church, none whatsoever.
Okay, I'm
2 years later, after God is out of school, you have children that the only thing that they can read on their diploma is their name. In Los Angeles, there was a school, and in Houston, there was a school.
I understand, Bishop.
Whether or not their diplomas was upside down or not.
Let me say this since you brought that up. So why are the Republicans dying to cut education?
Because they want to get education back out of the federal government hands and back into the school, the state hands, the people that actually know the children that are coming to school. See, because when the federal government took it, when Carter, the Democrat, took it, everything went downhill. Carter started...
Bishop, I just can't trust the Republicans to see that black people are going to get an education.
Carter started the national education. He started it.
Yeah, I know all about that, but we're here now.
Okay, excuse me. May I just make a point about public education?
Our children are being educated.
Okay.
We will find out that there's no A, B's, and C's anymore. There's no A, B's, and C's anymore. There's no Christian morals.
I'm all for Christian. I'm all for saying the prayer and the pledge in the school, Bishop. Jackie, go ahead. Hold on, Bishop. Jackie, go ahead.
The bottom line is the whole thing is this. If you want to be able to destroy a people, first